at gardening, and you can grow daylilies. That's the best part about it. But what we're going to give you is 6 great bulbs. The bulbs are going to give you different colors, and then here's the thing. The best part about these is that they rebloom throughout the summer. We'll talk more about that with Barbara in just a moment. I want to just let you know, what does a today only price mean? It's the lowest price that you're going to see anytime within the next 6 months. So if you really truly want to get 1 or 2 or 3 sets or 4 sets or whatever, you want to get it today, because you're getting the best price today that you're going to see until next year, really, because 6 months from now we aren't going to be bringing you daylilies in the heart of the fall. So anyway, $21.84, 5 payments of $4.37, and these have large blooms, but these are going to be hardy. Let's talk about these, Barbara. What's this all about? Why are these the daylilies to get?
So these were daylilies that we chose out of all the daylilies that are out there that were the best, longest blooming daylilies for a dwarf daylily. So this is not going to get too tall, 12 to 18 inches tall, except we wanted the benefit of that huge flower. So it gives you this big, beautiful flower on something that's not tall and leggy. And then the mix of colors is something that we call field grown. So we've grown all of these in the field, and these are all selected from this field to give you this array of color, from purples to pinks to, there's bicolors in there that are so pretty, whites, and the color selection just works beautifully together. And year after year, anyone that knows daylilies knows this is going to come back better and better, and the colors just melt in my mouth when I'm looking at that picture.
I know, it looks like candy.
They look delicious.
I'm going to show everybody what the bulbs look like, because here are the 6 bulbs that will come, and then now
6 of them.
The thing about bulbs for daylilies, is it true you can kind of plant it just about any which way you want and it'll find its way up to the top because it is reaching for the sun?
They want to live, they want to survive, and they're so resilient. And that is why you will see them growing along the sides of roads. They really take no care. Once these are planted in and you water them in, Mother Nature totally takes over. It is a must-have for any home, for any landscape or containers. If you want a plant that's going to come back year after year and just be spectacular, this daylily is fabulous. We want you to be able to use this in borders, because you could use it in the front of the border because of that height. But then the flower and the reblooming quality of the flower. So it's going to bloom from midsummer all the way to the fall. So this is something that we love our annuals for all that color. This is a perennial that is going to do that for you. And this is so easy. Anyone that would like to even try to start gardening, this is the plant that will give you all the confidence in the world.
And last year in 2020, because people were stuck at home, and hey, let's talk about it, we're still stuck at home. But a lot of people took up gardening who had never gardened before. And maybe you feel like, okay, hey, my friend did that or my sister did that, I want to do it this year. This is where you get started. Right here, and over 1,000 of these already gone. The whole key to me is 2 things. Obviously, you get a great price, today only price, but it's 2 other things. One is that they don't get so tall and leggy. They're more the dwarf size, so they're a little bit more, I want to say, compact, which is great. The other thing is that these rebloom. You know, most daylilies bloom for about 1 to 2 weeks. How long will these bloom?
Like 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8. I mean, it was such a long bloom time that we were blown away at the size of the flower and how much longer than the other regular daylilies this bloom lasts.
Right.
We also fell in love with this mixture of color. The field-grown colors were spectacular with the bicolor and the solid colors, the bright reds, the light pinks, the orange with the yellow, really pretty. These are also disease resistant. They are a drought tolerant plant. So you're going to love that. You're not going to have to worry about a lily like this in the garden. You're just going to enjoy that beauty. They're also going to attract the butterflies. And because of this huge size of the flower, those hummingbirds are going to be able to get right into that flower and really enjoy the garden as much as you are.
Well, I tell you, these are beautiful. Here's the other thing that I know a lot of us wonder. Is it deer resistant? And it is. Now, we always say when the deer are hungry enough, they'll eat anything. But if they, have plenty of food or whatever, this is not one of their first things that they're going to jump on. It might be like Brussels sprouts to them, maybe a few like them, but not very many. So 1,500 of these already gone. If you want to get these, I'm going to remind you, it's a today only price. So that means you're getting the best price you're going to get anytime, basically within the next 6 months, which basically is going to be this year, because then they probably won't be back till next growing season. But these are beautiful. And I also think a lot of times we see daylilies alongside the road or, things like that, but they're always kind of just too tall and just almost like messy.
Leggy.
I love your pictures of them because it shows how it is a perfect border. Or wouldn't it be good if you have like a small kind of ditch or something in your yard, going from your yard down and then up to the road or something? It's kind of good for erosion, isn't it?
It is awesome for erosion, any kind of slope. And also in those areas, it's so hard to get a watering can or drag a hose. Not with these daylilies. You are not going to have to worry about that. Mother Nature is going to do the work for you. These plants have the strongest stems on them too. They are these short, stocky, but explosively big flower. And that is something that really stands out. Like that pathway, any kind of line that you're going to do is just going to draw you down that alley and feel so mystical and magical. If you've never planted a plant before in your life, please try this daylily. It will be that favorite plant. And once you plant this, it's the plant for a lifetime. It comes back year after year. It's the kind of plant that you can divide and share.
And don't they kind of multiply? I mean, the bulbs are getting bigger each year. You get more stems, more flowers, all of that. So it is usually, like you say, you should kind of spread them out, shouldn't you? Because over the next few years, it's going to fill in.
It sure is. And, it's going to be about 18 to 12 inches wide. So you want to leave about that amount of space in between them. And even if they do get too close together, it's easy enough to divide out and move your plants and enjoy the splendor of all these colors. That bicolor just is so unusual in a dwarf reblooming daylily. The butterflies are attracted to this. Hummingbirds love it. And I love that you could put it in different areas like containers. Some plants are just too long and leggy. These are short, stocky, durable plants that are just going to look amazing. And imagine having this all around your patio in different containers. One of my friends does the blue glazed container theme in her back patio, and she had daylilies. So it kind of tied it all together, that cohesiveness of the same kind of container, but then daylilies everywhere. I'm like, I feel like I am in just the most magical garden, because she brought it up close to where they are spending a lot of time. And a lot of us are going to be spending so much time on our patios and decks this year. I think we deserve it to make it for ourselves extra special. And this is the kind of plant that's going to give you plenty of time to just enjoy because it's so carefree. You won't believe how much it gives and how little you have to do to get all of this.
Real quick, when we get the bulbs home, now obviously you won't get the bulbs until it's time in your part of the country to plant them. So when you receive them, it's like, okay, now go ahead and plant them. Should we do anything with these bulbs, like put fertilizer on them or anything, let them sit in any kind of plant food before we plant them or anything like that?
I do like to soak it in my blossom booster. So you can do the Barb's Better Blossom Booster, do a soak just for about 10 minutes. But then they're easy to plant. And you're just going to dig a hole large enough to hold this root. You're going to put it down into the soil, cover your crown about 1 inch, and then wait till spring. And it's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be so colorful. And by the way, these are going quickly because it's a today only price. 2,500 have been ordered. You will get the blooming guide, the growing guide, so that you know exactly what to do when you get them home. And remember, they're not going to ship out